Scratch Dojo. Let's take a look at Dojo movement unit number 2. This project will teach you how to create a sprite that will follow the mouse pointer around the screen. This is the project page. The link is in the description below. Click on See Inside and click on the stage menu for the goal. Create code for sprite 1 so that it follows the mouse cursor around the screen. Look inside sprite 1 scripts for instructions. So click on sprite 1. Now before I put the code together, I want to talk about the idea of direction. Every sprite is pointing in a certain direction and we want this sprite to follow the mouse cursor, so it needs to change direction. If you click on the eye on the sprite icon, you can see that there's some information about the direction. At the moment it's pointing at 90 degrees, which is pointing to the right. If I take this arrow and drag it around, it changes the direction, and if you look at the sprite you can see it's moving around in a circle, and this is very useful. If I want to move the sprite around now, it will move in that direction. To reset the direction, you use point in direction, and with the drop down argument you can change it to left. Now it's pointing to the left, up, or you can enter your own value if you want to, whatever you like. So that's how direction works, and I'll get it to point in the right direction. Now when the project starts, we want the sprite to reset into the middle of the stage at x0 and y0. You can see I've got my x and y backdrop installed, and to do that we use the go to x and y block here, and if I move the sprite over here and then click it, you can see it resets to 0, 0. So the code reads, when the green flag is clicked, go to 0, 0. So that's the starting position, and we want it to default to pointing to the right, point in direction 90 degrees, which is to the right. If I didn't have that and I moved the sprite around while I ran the project, it would default back to the middle, but it would be pointing in the wrong direction. So you want it to, I'm going to test it now with the green flag, go to the middle and point to the right, and it works. Now the next part of the project is to get the sprite to follow the mouse cursor wherever I move it, and in order to do that I'm going to need a forever loop, and I'm going to use the point towards block, and this arrow gives me a drop down menu. When there are other sprites, the names of the other sprites will appear here, but for now all I've got is the option of the mouse pointer, so I'll click that there. So if I was to click the green flag now, you'll see that the sprite direction is changing and it's pointing towards the mouse pointer. So all I need to do now is make the sprite move continually by using move 1 steps, and you can see that now the sprite is moving towards the mouse cursor. You can change the argument here to make it move faster, so 5 steps, and now it's moving a bit faster. So you can use this for a player 1 style game, you can use it for a top down shooter, you can lock the rotation style left or right so that it only moves left and right for different applications. And another cool thing you can do is go into pen, and when the project starts you can use pen down and you can create a little bit of a, whoops, I forgot to change the, oh yeah, I forgot to turn that back to rotation, that's what I did. So now I'm going to have to clear it, clear the pen with clear. Now when I start it, it's going to move towards the mouse cursor and the pen will be down and it'll draw. So it's kind of like a little drawing application, which is pretty nifty. And in order to clear it at the end, you would need to use the clear block, like so. So that's how you use point towards mouse pointer in order to get a sprite to move towards the mouse cursor, and a little bit about pen down as well. So don't forget to subscribe and check out the other videos in this series.